Going on, y'all? Mike Genius is here. I'm excited because we are sitting here with Gabriel J. Come on, logo. Come on, fire. I love that. We're gonna get into your aesthetic because I gotta touch on that. But Gabriel J is here, fresh off releasing his single "Full Moon Don't Last."
Yes.
How are you feeling?
I'm feeling pretty good. I'm feeling very, very good.
For those of you watching, thank you for watching.
Yes.
You know, I know you have a lot of supporters out there. I've seen them reposting and dancing to your stuff. And How does all of that feel? Like, I want to talk about the love that you've been receiving. Like, how does that feel?
It feels great. You know, it feels very good to know that, you know, people are receiving what I'm doing, what I take seriously.
Yeah.
They're taking it, you know, and they're loving it. They're giving me feedback, and I feel good about it. I feel good with the responses that I'm getting from it.
You're definitely talking your, I don't know if I can curse or you want me to. I'm going to try to watch my mouth. But you're definitely talking what you need to say on this Full Moon record. Yeah. So I'm going to jump right into it. Let's talk about Full Moon Don't Last. First of all, that title, where did that title come from? And for those who have not heard, which you should have heard, but those who have not heard, what is the song even about?
Full Moon Don't Last. Oh, man. So I had this song in the tuck for a while. Mm-hmm. This is like my baby. Full Moon Don't Last is, I would like to say, a prescription for brokenness.
Prescription for brokenness. Yeah. I like that. I'm going to use that.
So it's like, you know, it's your demon-facing, self-proclaiming, self-reclaiming anthem for, you know, anyone who has ever experienced trauma. You know, I feel like we've all been there at one point where we've experienced that. And, you know, it's just an anthem for the people who have, you know, felt low in their life before, who felt like, you know, they didn't have anyone to talk to or, you know, whatever the case may be. And it's just an anthem to uplift, you know, people who felt that, you know, low like that before. So
that's, you're definitely talking about that. You definitely have a lot of IG captions I'm going to be using for some future pictures and things of that nature. Now, for those who don't know, you should know again, Ocean Tides was your first single. That was your first debut single, letting the world know that Gabriel J is here. Mm-hmm. And that was definitely received well as well. A nice record. And then you had The Groove that I need to hear at a wedding reception or a cookout or something. Real good mood. And then why did you decide to go with Full Moon though? You know, was it because it's a liberating song. Was you ready for that? Or
I think I was ready to talk more, you know, in depth. You know, Ocean Tides was talking a lot about trauma, but in a way where, you know, if you weren't really listening, it can go over your head. Whereas Full Moon is like, okay, it's right in your face. Like the lyrics are very much, you know what I'm talking about. It's very empowering. So I just definitely wanted to give a message that, you know, uplifted people, you know.
Give nothing but the truth. You got that truth shirt on right now. I see you in all black.
You feel me?
Dressed in all black. Like, listen, your style. I want to get into your style real quick because, like, you know, every time I see you, first of all, I know you. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. But, you know, for the people that don't know you, if you don't know him, one thing you're going to know is that when you step out, you step out. Always fly. Yeah, you always fly. You always got that little R&B thing going on with you. So I'm really here for it. But where did your style come from? How important is style and presentation and image as an artist, as just a grown black man? Like, I feel like, you know, especially my father is one person who always said, you know, look presentable. Right. Like, my mother used to get crazy if she came home, we was playing outside and had lint in our hair or looking dirty. She would cringe. So how important is style and presentation and image to you?
It's very important, you know. I didn't really take it so serious when I was younger. My mom, you know, always used to make sure that everyone was dressed up. She tucked our shirts in the morning, smacked cocoa butter on our face.
And Vaseline.
Some, you know, cologne. Like, she really made sure that, you know, we smelt the part, we looked the part, we were ready, like, you know. So I think it definitely stemmed from my childhood. And, you know, growing up, you know, you start to see people, you know, in the limelight that dress great, you know, and you feel like, okay, I feel like I could look like that, you know? So I think I got my style from definitely my mother. But, you know, when you grow older, you kind of like, you know, get more into fashion. And so, yeah.
What is one of your favorite brands? Versace ain't sponsored us, but shout out to Versace. But you like Versace. That seems like you. They're very sleek, very
classy.
Very classy, yes.
I love Versace. And if you know me, that's like, I'm not really into brands like that, but I'll wear Versace from head to toe.
What about your influences growing up, even talking about, style from a young age, your influences musically, your influences, just who you looked at on TV or heard on the radio, right, or, just saw in concert, whatever, then you were like, I want to be that, or I look to them like that. Who's that?
Definitely, I've listened to people like Usher growing up, Jamie Foxx.
They don't mention Jamie Foxx, and they should be mentioning Jamie Foxx because Jamie Foxx is a beast when it comes to performing and singing.
It's just tone for me, Jamie Foxx, Lauryn Hill,
yes,
and then of course the incomparable Brandy. That's everyone who knows me know that I really, really look up to that woman, from, the type of person she is, to the type of music she makes, to her voice, to her harmonies. She's just not talked about enough and not celebrated enough. And to me, that is the greatest vocalist to have ever graced the planet of Earth.
You're talking big. They like to argue on Twitter and Instagram about who's the best and who's the vocal.
I feel like Brandy would even chew me out for saying that, because she feels like, Whitney Houston is, the greatest voice of all time,
yes,
which she is, but I feel like from, who I grew up listening to,
yes,
Brandy does it for me, yes, emotionally,
to this day,
sonically, lyrically. She's the answer.
So those who haven't listened to your music, and I know those who have, to me, you can tell that she's an influence. How do you kind of take from the Ushers and the Brandys and Whitneys and everybody else that you grew up on, and of course be influenced, because we're all influenced by somebody, but also find that Gabriel J inside of all of that and create your own sound?
Right. I think it definitely comes from, just growth and always trying to perfect your craft.
Yes.
In the beginning, you're going to always want to sound like your influencers. But, when you grow older and you're taking your craft more seriously, you get to learn the different things about, your voice, and how you can, take what you've learned and now apply it to, what you want to make it work as. So
the little boy that was in the mirror, I don't know if you did, the singing with the brush or the broomstick or whatever, or the little boy that, was writing songs in the corner or whatever. I don't know when you started writing, but what would you say to him? The little boy that your mother was putting Vaseline and cocoa butter on and sucking his shirt in. What would you say to him now?
Wow. I would tell him that, I would ask him, do you know the power of your gift? What are you waiting for?
Do you know the power of your gift?
I'm learning it, more and more each and every day, but I definitely know more now than I definitely did when I was little. So I would definitely ask him that question.
Do you think that young Gabe or young Gabriel J is proud of adult Gabriel J? Do you think that he would be proud?
I think he would. I don't think that young Gabriel J would have ever thought that, older Gabriel J would be sitting in this chair having an interview about, my gift. So I definitely think that there's still more work to be done, but little Gabriel would definitely be proud of who I am now.
So who is Gabriel J? You know what I mean? We look at artists, and I ask that question all the time because, we look at artists and we see what they do. But, especially now in generation, we want to know what they're doing all the time. You know what I'm saying? What they're eating, how they making it through the day. You know what I'm saying? We want to know day to day. I don't, because I'm still coming from an era of just give me the song and the music video. I don't really care how you talk, what you talking about. A lot of these artists,
can we just do that?
I know it's a different time. A lot of these artists, they say things and then I'm kind of off them. Like it's overpowering the fact that I have to listen to you and enjoy your art because you're talking crazy. But I ask artists all the time, who are you? You know what I'm saying? Behind the music. So who is Gabriel J? Period. The brand, the person, the singer. Who is Gabriel J that you can tell us? You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. I feel like Gabriel J is definitely number one, God-fearing.
Amen.
I care a lot about, where God wants to take me. I'm a great listener. So you won't see me, you'll see me more on the sidelines observing than you will, in the front lines, which doesn't take away from, my leadership skills. Don't get me wrong. It's just that I feel to be a great leader, you have to be a great listener.
That's a fact.
And one thing about me is I'm definitely a great listener. I listen to my intuition. I listen to what my voice is telling me sometimes, I'm a singer, songwriter, dancer, future Grammy Award winning.
Speak that.
And I believe in, the power of the mouth, the tongue. What you say can really manifest.
Heavy on that.
And, tying back into Full Moon Don't Last, I think that, no matter what we go through, we have to always practice positivity.
Yes.
Because those things can really manifest and become your reality, your truth. So,
and stay around positive people.
Yeah.
Keep yourself around positive things the best that you can. Always negativity that's around us. Try to find some positive inside of that. Yeah, definitely.
Facts.
Definitely. Facts. I think you exude that in your music. Just your aura. I think it's very, it gives that. And I think that's what you should stick to. I hope that the game and the industry and the stuff, it's a dark side to this. It's clear. Everybody, we can say that respectfully.
As there is to
anything. Correct. Right. I hope that doesn't deter you and keep your solid ground, because I've seen it. I've seen it. Right. So, but I want to stick on that, because are you ready for fame? Are you ready for people screaming your name and throwing drawers at you, or doing all of that? Like, how do you feel about the fame part? Like, because it will come. You know what I mean? The millions of followers and all of that.
I think it's definitely easy to get lost in that. Am I ready for it? I think I'm still doing the self work.
Yes.
So that way, when that time comes, I don't get so big headed, because we're all humans. It's so easy to really, accept that lifestyle and make it, kind of a facade thing, where it's like you lose who you are. I don't ever want to lose who I am and what I'm doing. So, yes, fame may come with that, but I don't think that's the important thing about my artistry. I feel like it's am I making an impact?
Yes.
That's what I want to ask myself. It's really has nothing to do about the fame, do with the fame. So I don't know. It's a scary thing, because I'm not the type of person that's like paparazzi, running to paparazzi, to get my picture taken. But it does come with it. I think you just have to be grounded and know who you are, so that way you don't get lost in all of that.
What do you want people to walk away with after a Gabriel J experience, whether that's listening to a song or watching you perform or watching a video or just having a quick conversation with you? What do you want people to walk away with? Have you thought about that?
There's a lot, actually. I definitely want people to receive that, life is full of different type of things. It's up to us how we navigate through it. I want people to walk away with knowing that it's okay to pour into yourself.
Yes.
It's okay to fall down.
Yes.
What do you do after you fall down?
Get back up again. You the singer, so I'm gonna let you. Come on, run. I heard a little run. I heard that a little bit. I heard it. But yes, get back up.
But yes, like it's, those are the type of things that I want people to connect, with when they see me. It's like, yo, he's a hard worker. There's something about him that, I want to get to know more of. I want to be that light in the world of this dark. It's just so dark sometimes,
Yes.
Hence last year, 2020.
Yes.
But
we still here.
I definitely want to shine a light, a different type of light that hasn't been shined before yet.
Speaking of light and shine and working hard, you juggle a lot of things. You're a coach, you're a teacher, you have other side hustles, and you sing, and people don't know that it's a lot of money that goes into this music media industry. This is not, it's not easy, and it's not cheap.
It's not easy, it's not cheap.
And so I want to know, where do you find the energy or the strength to juggle everything? Because even in 2020, you were still working hard. You were still hustling and bustling. So where do you find the energy? Where do you get that from to juggle all those things?
It comes from, just loving what you do first. And then your why,
Yes.
You always have to ask yourself, well, why are you doing what you're doing? Why do you want to be a singer?
Yes.
Why do you want to make songs? And I think that once you remind yourself of that, you're on top of the world. Nothing can really get to you. There's so many things that, try to knock me down, single release after single release, even the little projects that I'm working on, right now. But I think it's just always reminding yourself that there's a reason why you're doing what you're doing,
So sticking to the purpose and your why. I'm going to take that with me.
Yeah.
Because you have to, sometimes you forget. Because so much stuff, so many roadblocks happen. You be like,
yeah, it's like you want to give up.
But you have to remember.
You want to be like, nah, I'm done. But, and I do have those moments, I'm not saying that, I'm just, something happens and I'm just, you have your moments when you're on the floor and you don't want to get up. But that why plays a big role.
Speaking of why and purpose, your health journey. I need to talk about health because especially in 2020, the people that didn't know, we got on the CMOS and we got on the elderberry and we got on all that stuff and we want to take our vitamins now and we want to do all the healthy things and eat right and do that things. What's been that with you? Because a lot of people, the days are over, especially for me, those over 30, shout out to y'all, especially for me, things are sticking where they're at. It's not as easy to come right off. We can't run in the treadmill for 2 days and it slides over. We have to do extra work. How do you feel about health and what I see you been doing your thing low key. So how do you feel about that?
It's so important. People think that health just, means, I'm not sneezing, so I'm okay. It goes so deeper than that, man. Like, first of all, we're holistic beings. So for people who don't know what that is, we are sustained and by 5 parts, of who we are.
Come on, teach them.
Emotional, physical, mental. I'm forgetting the 5th one. Did I say emotional?
You said emotional. Start over again. Go.
Social, emotional, physical, mental, and
did we say spiritual?
Spiritual. Wow. How could I forget that?
That's the main one.
Fact. So I've just been doing a lot of soul searching and a lot of, me work. As artists, we get so crammed up in, I got to create this, I got to make this, I got to do this. But if we're not okay holistically, those 5 parts, we're not machines. And even machines malfunction at some point.
That's a fact. They need tune-ups.
So we need to tune our body up. So the things that I've been doing and working on is my body. Number 1. That has to be because I'm a dancer. I want to perform, and I really underestimated how much weight I gained, and I realized how much weight I gained when I started working on breaking my body down. And I'm like, why can't you just?
Yeah, because artists have to run around, do interviews, do things. The world's opening back up again, so it's about to start being back a schedule. You know what I mean? Everything is not from home. You know what I mean? You gotta do shows and perform and stuff. People don't understand it's a lot of work. So your health is important.
Yeah. So I've actually been on this high protein, low carb diet.
Okay.
I grew up in a Haitian household, so all we ate was pasta, rice. Everything starch. So my body's attracted to that. So what it did to my body was it basically helped me shed weight. My body was so used to consuming carbs that when I switched the game around in my body, it was reacting pretty fast. And I was like, oh shoot, like we getting somewhere.
And once you start seeing results, you be like, oh, I'm addicted a little bit. You start going hard.
And it gets contagious. Now you see how your body looks. Now you want to start focusing on the way you think, your mental. And then that's contagious to, spiritual. Like, I want to, figure out more of, my beliefs and my morals. So, but by the time you know it, all of those 5 parts are being worked on without you even realizing that you're doing it. So I'm proud of my process. I still have a long way to go, but it's all about self-care, self-love, that's our source. That's how we're able to connect to what we need to connect to. And that's how we're able to create. You can't create if you haven't lived life.
Experience.
You know, people want to create the next hit or, you know, what's hot on the radio. But what about the person who's behind that song?
You know, that takes time.
You know, yeah, it does.
And I think that's what people we missing out in this generation and this time that we're in now. Everybody's in a rush.
Everything is so microwave.
But if you take time and get quality over quantity or just being seen, you'll produce some great stuff. You got great stuff, but
you think so?
I know so. What you mean? I'm not just co-signing. I'm not just talking. I know they understand that too. But you know, speaking of like peace and prosperity and surrounding yourself with positivity and doing things, connecting spiritually and all of that, you can hear that in your music. Even if you're talking about heartbreak, there's a lesson in your songs. Even if you're talking about depression, it's like you take us through it and then you bring us out of it as well.
Wow.
It's not like
you just stay there.
You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You show that there's another side to it, and if you really listen to, I know, again, another thing. I'm not bashing the generation, but
No,
we're not in the same. We are in the same age group, but there's some years in between us.
Shout out to my 1994s.
Shout out to. Listen, your music, it tells a story. You know what I mean? And lyrically, we don't listen to lyrics like that either no more either. We just want that beat. We just want that catchy, that TikTok dance. I'm gonna get into that TikTok because I like it. It's actually going on me. I actually just downloaded the app and I'm actually addicted a little bit.
Dope.
But lyrically, how important are lyrics to you? Because you really take us down a journey, down a road with just by your pen. Who taught you how to use your pen?
You know what's so funny about my pen, as you say? I don't really, I know this may sound crazy, but I don't consider myself a writer.
Okay. When you write, what is that?
And I'm saying that in a sense of my approach to creating music.
Okay.
Is very different from the norm. You know, I'm not listening to a beat and just writing down. You know, like I said before, I'm a listener. So, you know, before anything, I'm definitely praying so that way, you know, God can use me, because I feel like that's where you create the best stuff.
I believe so too.
And what I do is I hear the beat. Sometimes, most of the times, I'm co-creating with Jacques V. Shout out to Jacques V. He's my executive producer. And what we'll do is, after the beat is created, well, the skeleton of the beat is created, I'll just jump on the mic and just pour out whatever I feel. Yeah. No, it doesn't matter if there's words coming out. If there are words coming out, it's whatever is coming out unconsciously. Not thinking about it real, you know, as much. Then after that whole lick is done, I'll sit back and listen to it, and then the song kind of tells me what it's about. Okay. So it's not where I'm like, yeah, I'm intentionally writing this and this and this. I write whatever I hear I'm saying, and then I'll listen to it, edit it, and then before I know it, I got a song. And then I'm letting the song tell me what it's about. So yeah, I am writing, but I don't feel like I'm doing so much thinking when I'm doing it.
Just
I
being
feel like
used
I'm
and
being
flowing.
used.
It's a flow.
Downloaded. So
Definitely.
It's like I'm always shocked after a song. If I could listen to a song like it's not me, that's how I know that I like it.
I'm here for that. Yeah. That means more as a listener, like, oh, this came from something else. This wasn't just made
I
up.
don't feel right taking all of the credit, because although yes, it was my fingers, but I feel like something was using my fingers.
Now you do have a production team and a writing team, but you do most of the writing yourself. But would you mind letting others write for you? Like, yo, Gabe, I feel your energy. I feel you're dope. I have a song for you. Would you?
Well, I don't have a writing team or a production team. The only team is just me and Jacques V. But
that's a team to me. Well, yeah, that's more than one person.
But I'm sorry. What was the question again? Sorry.
Would you allow somebody? You know, a lot of people are very stuck on, I'm gonna write my own stuff, and because you just explained where your writing comes from, would you get a song from someone else who say, yo, I
wouldn't mind. I wouldn't mind, because, you know, I definitely want to sing songs not only from my perspective and my unconscious, but from other people as well. If I feel like it aligns with what I want to sing about, sure, I'll get on it. Why not?
I feel you.